Hello, hello. Hope, let's see. I'm gonna put, as usual, trying to see all the comments and see if I can see some of you are joining us. So welcome. Hoping that the setup is working, still working. As per usual, if you can type in, I think I might have to put this. Can you hear me okay? My today is this my microphone that doesn't want to work, so please do let me know if you can hear me okay. Because I can see that it should listen to me okay. It's just above it. Usually I have got like a little mic here. But if not, let me know if you can hear me. I'm gonna try to run through a few things. I'm gonna put Hobbycraft TV here, basically the website where you can watch and order, as well as the free view night 7, because Lisa is tomorrow at 8:15 and 12:45 Hobbycraft TV. And just gonna make sure, can you hear me? Oh, good, fantastic. Valerie, thank you so much. Jean, I can see you. Karen, Lucy, Lorraine as well, thank you so much. There is always something still fiddling around how I have the setup, but more or less now it's a bit better than it used to be, so I can do this. And I'm playing around with an old iPhone as well to give me a little bit of a second camera. This cable, I'll have to fix it, but I'm gonna leave it there. And you can see all my sleeves from Paula Creates, the thrifty boxes here. And this is how I store my ink pads at the minute. I think it really works very well. So I have got the IKEA units here. I just explain it because I know that some of you love storage. I do. So I have got the Kallax units. This one is the largest they do, 5x5. So I have always had my 12x12 cardstock like this. And I have got these big 12x12 boxes, and if you push them all the way to the back, it gives you just the perfect, I mean, like, I'm pushing against it, it's just the perfect element to have a line of these, so I can still see what the boxes are. It's really easy to remove them. So say, for instance, I wanted to just grab them like this, so it's easy to access. And anyway, I have things that I don't need constantly. And I have got the wall, so it goes one more over there. So I have got the interference and color shift over there. So I kind of rearrange them. I'm probably going to do a little bit more in here as well. So that is all done with Paula Creates Dice. I mean, it's I'm very happy with that. I'm just explaining it because I know I always, when I show pictures of the studio, that's something that it really does a lot of people question it. Karen has just making mine so easy. They are so easy indeed. One thing I will say when with the sleeve is just make sure that the little tabs are sandwiched between the two layers. But there are videos that I done and tutorials as well. So that's the thing. I'm so glad that you can hear me fine. Guys, so it's great to have your company for everyone. Right, I'm gonna run through. Well, I did mention that Lisa is, of course, going to be tomorrow on Hobbycraft, so please join her 8:15 and 12:45. So she's going to be on Hobbycraft. You can watch online, you can watch on Freeview. And I know that they're working on making sure that there are other, recaps and things like that. But it's better to watch live because obviously there are always deals and things like that. So so far and so forth. As per usual, of course, you can watch on YouTube these lives, and you can watch them on Facebook Live. I can see the comments coming through, so I'll keep an eye on that as well. The other thing is, of course, Lisa will be doing her for regular 6:30 on Friday, hopefully. I say hopefully because, of course, over the weekend we have got the incredible retreat. Now, it is, I know some of you are watching and are coming to the retreat, so that would be absolutely awesome. And it's just going to be a great opportunity to meet other people and to have a go with different things and ask them questions. I know that I'm getting really excited, also anxious, because I'm the kind of person that panics that I haven't thought of everything. So I'm trying to make sure that everything is done. And of course, the other thing is, on Friday, Lisa will do her Facebook Live at 6:30, but it will be more of a kind of almost like, I don't know if it's going to be a little bit shorter or it's going to be a slightly different than the traditional one that she's doing. Right. So that said, I think I have gone on for way too long, but it's just for make sure that everybody could join us, and let's go to what it is about, this Facebook Live. Right. So I thought that we would have a look at the metallic inks, because I know that one of the latest releases of metallic inks has it was the one that Lisa launched on Hobbycraft. It's a set of, well, two sets of I would say, two sets of three, of course. Now I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna put it there, and let's see if this will work, because oh no, there it is. So look at that, look at this. So here is how I have got mine, and I just use the stickers from and the labels that you can download from the ink school, and that has meant that I have been able to have the proper labels, and I can access them. They work really really easily with the ink pads. And of course I have got the sleeves and here from Paula Creates, and then I put the filing box to create even a sturdier case, so that kind of get. And then what I do as well is I have got a couple of slimline boxes from Paula Creates, and that acts as a lid. So if I have to take them away, I really know what I have here. If you are somewhere where you need to store them away, you could also print them out which ones they are, or you could do them like a little door as well, and put some magnets there. So there's a lot of possibilities. I tend to work here nowadays, so that kind of works really well. Anyway, so we have got the metallics, and of course we have got the two different, all the different metallics. Now, I have got the complete collection of metallics here that was released last year. So in total, there are 13 colors from last year. So the three that were launched last year, and then of course the 10 that were released early this year, plus the latest 6. So in total, in metallics, we have got 13 plus 6. That means that we have got 20, right? That's 19. That's it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's that really, really good. Well, you do the math. I do the math. I'm not going to go into, because this is going to be embarrassing, right? All right. What cardstock have I used? I use the True Black. So the one that also the A4 True Black, is like 270 GSM. I find it that's really good. 280. I don't like to go 300. I don't, because of all the faults and things like this. You kind of, but you could go up to 300. But optimal between 250 to 280 is optimal. All right. Right. So I hope that that is going to be great. Yes, guys, I am going to be one of the tutors. I'm going to be teaching one of the sessions, which is going to be, we are going to be using the re-inkers, a little bit of ink school as well, and so on and so forth. Right, saying all that, because of course I kind of talk a lot, let's get back to what I thought we would do today. So I thought we would do is going back to ink school. I know we launched it, and because of everything that we try to, when it's live show, it's really difficult to get through. Remember that there is a ink school playlist on YouTube. So if you go to Lisa Horton Crafts YouTube kind of thing, you will find that there is a playlist, for ink school. You also have, I'm like kind of, I'm just gonna love this, I'm sorry, on the packaging as well, you will have those QR codes here and here, and that's gonna be the ones that it is gonna take you directly to those playlists. So that kind of works really well as well, right? So that's, so if you have got any of that, it will take you to this playlist. However, originally when we were doing ink school, what we wanted to do is like, yes, an introduction, properly filmed and things like that, but then more shows on hobby crafts to educate more about the inks. And of course, it's just one, it's one of those things that we are going to be trying to incorporate as much education as possible. And I already find that the guide that I did, and you can get, if you remember last time, you could get it for free. Like now you have to pay for it. I printed all my pages and I have them ready. And I haven't filled mine. Some of pages are, but that's why I'm going to try to do in this Facebook Live to kind of craft with them. Now, for a couple, I know that I'm doing the Tuesdays at 2 o'clock, and that's gonna be like that. I was just talking to Claire early on, and we were saying, okay, so now maybe stick with this for a few more weeks or months, depending. And then of course she will get Claire, God willing, will be back, but. For now, we are going to try to kind of incorporate more of those educational things as well. So what I thought about it is to do the ink, the metallic inks, but doing more like a mini class kind of thing, maybe. And so what I've done is to do a kind of write it down as well, kind of different techniques that you can use with the metallic things. To be fair, you can use these ones as well with the other ones. It's just that it's kind of good to go through the different techniques over and over again with the different inks. So we will get, one day hopefully we'll do interference, and you can then re-watch it and see the different effects, and as well different ink pads, different colors slightly react or blend better. It's just that due to the nature of the formulations of the dyes and the pigments and so on and so forth. And that happens across even artist grade inks and paints, because it's just the pigments sometimes are heavier and dyes like that. So that's something that we are going to kind of talk about in these sessions. So without further ado, let me talk about the metallic inks that we have got in here. Now, I'm going to put the camera that is over the top, so let's hope that this one works. Oh yes, there it is. You can see my mouse in there, so I can control the cameras and stuff. You know what I'm gonna do though? I'm gonna put it away, because you know me. Well, some of you may know me. I'm very, very clumsy. So I'll put it that way so I have it, we don't want to get it inked. So what I'm going to be using as well. So I talked about the ink pad labels, of course, for the, and then we are really going to be using a bit of the swatches and the stencils as well. And the first reason is because if you downloaded the guide, you will have pages that they look like this. How do you use them? Well, first of all, I fold them in half and I put them into A5 poly pockets. And that, of course, that kind of works. Yeah, that works really well. Yes, Lorraine, they are, the pockets are A5. What I do is I print them onto 100% real size. Just make sure that it's accurate, just because then it will match perfectly the stencils and the dies. And then I just fold them in half, and then I have got these kind of elements in here. And also the reason why I recommend to use poly pockets is that, for instance, if then you do like a technique or something like that, then you can always bring it in and change it. Originally I was thinking of doing a bookbinding system, but then I thought, well, that just complicates a lot. And then if you are not a die cutter, then that's really, really you know, it just adds another layer. So I wanted to make it as easy and accessible for everybody. Literally, the Polly Pockets cost, I think I got 25 for something like £2 or something like that. So it worked really well. Right, is there any... Yes, so is there any questions so far? So this is with the original downloads, the download guides. And then I'm going to take my stencils. And the one that we are going to be using are the ones with the little circles. Now there are two of them, and I explained that back in the day. There is the number 2, so you can see there 2. Sometimes that ring light works, and then that one number 1, right? And the reason is, so when you are creating these swatches, is that it will allow you to create them without over inking, right? So if I have got a circle here, then the chances of me over inking there are very high. So the first thing that I do when I get these ones and I want to fill my swatches, my kind of guide, is I pre-die cut, right, with this die. Let me show you the die exactly. With this die, I die cut lots of black card, and the reason being is because then it creates the perfect semi-circle. So here I have got, I always do this with my collections. I always kind of tend to do lots of black, like lots of pre-die cut elements. Right, see, the problem is, as per usual, I never have enough spaces. Right, I'm going to put a few of them here and then place that, because I know what's going to happen. I'm going to just move it across there. Right, so I'm lining up. There have you know, the lines in here. Let me show you again closer. So you can see that little corner. So is that notch that is for in A4. If you are an American, what is it, the letter size, that will be that other corner there. Right, so let's put it that way. And all you do, I mean, you can do it up or down, it's up to you, or sideways. I'm going to put a bit of the, see, this is what always happens, doesn't it? The glue in this room, I always say, but it's so true, it will dry so fast. Right, so just put a little bit of glue in the back, and then you have got the choice of doing it like that or sideways. It's up to you, both work, and that kind of gives you the perfect position there, right? So I'm going to just do this, right? Okay, something happened with my screen. I hope it hasn't suddenly gone the image. Let me know if it goes, because that would be very, but basically we would have this like that, and we will fill it up, all of them. And then, so this is sunshine, so then I'm gonna go for sunshine metallic. I'm not gonna do them all, but just to show you how I would do it. Chunky brush, I recommend to use chunky brushes for this technique. I put it in there for a reason, I have it there. And the reason I like chunky brushes is because you can do a good, it's faster to do a good delivery of color, right? Okay. Oh, Adam is joining us. Say hello to the, you know, I was going to say big man, but now he's reducing. He's just becoming in size. Just very jealous. Just want to be there like that. But basically, then you fill it up, right? So that's how would you do it? And of course, you end up having the whole thing fill up and the color chart for you to then guide it. But let's start with different techniques. So remember, this will be on. Oh, I haven't mentioned it. This kind of list of techniques will be added to the to the Facebook groups. It will be for free. It's just techniques, and you can use them with other things. But it's good to have a rundown of different ways. So I'm going to put it there so I don't forget any of them. So we are going to start with one of the techniques that I know our our leader Lisa loves very much, which is a stenciling through. So you can use different stencils for this. You could use any of the flowers as well. But I just wanted to show you a different one, like kind of a just the one that I have got from the English school, which this one is from the color wheel, right? So you can place it wherever you want. You place it there, and you have got a large circle. Yeah, just very simple. Now, with stenciling through, there are lots of different theories, right? You can go in and kind of stencil through really heavily in one side, or you can deposit a little bit of the color and then it's up to you, and then build it up. It's up to you. I'm gonna go for frozen icicles. That really like frozen icicles. So I'm gonna start with Pro Blend. And the reason why I wanted to use a Pro Blend is because I want a little bit softer effect first, right? I just want to make sure that it kind of it has that soft look to it. Dab it outside. I tend to do this because I kind of like the idea of a soft delivery onto it, right? So there we go, and then blend it in, right? So what we are doing is you can go with the soft blend, and then you can go in with a chunky brush as well, just to see the difference, right? Can you see the difference of delivering a lot more ink throughout just straight away, right? So what you can do is creating that sort of moon effect as well. So you can go in, right? And then I'm kind of thinking, you know what, I would like to bring in a darker blue. So this one is where I go with the Coastline, which is from the first full release of metallics, and you can see that there is a slightly different color. When you see it live like this, you can see it a lot more intense. Now, I'm not changing my brushes because they are all metallic and they are blue, so we can go in directly. The formulation is the same, and you can see automatically that that's a darker blue that we have got in here. Whenever you go with a dark color, sometimes on the cameras that don't show as much, but definitely you can see how I'm building, and that no matter how much I build, stay within that kind of color. This is intensifying a lot more. I'm going to intensify it here, but they match. They are from the same family. So if you like blue, these two they are just insanely beautiful. And I'm going to leave that kind of white in there as well. But if you want to intensify, maybe a little bit more silvery, you can bring in, I'm going to bring in titanium, which is from the set of 10. Now, I put a QR code on the top of there. You can see there. And the reason being is because if you want to see all the metallic inks that we do, they are there. So they're basically it's that kind of little thing. Now here again, I'm going to go in with one of the problem brushes that I know I use for my metallics, so I can go just directly in, blend it softly, and that's gonna go over the top here, just bringing in a little bit of dark color not dark so much, but you know, a little bit more of a metallic. And when I lift it up, you are gonna see, and by the way, lift it up that way. Let me see. One thing I want to see if it's gonna be better if I put like this. Does it work better? A bit more, right? So I can see there a bit more the metallic shine. It does definitely have a lot of shine, which is really nice. There we go. Put this one later on. Right, so when I lift it, that's where the magic happens, doesn't it? There we go. There we can see all of it. Now, of course, this is one of the techniques that is really really easy, but it's just really gorgeous. And of course, then we can do the water, a few droplets of water. You can do that without the stencil or with the stencil. You can pick it up. If you pick it up, then it will pick up more of the water, or let it dry and do its thing. Look at this. This is just beautiful, isn't it? So that's a very simple way of doing it. It could have been flowers that you done it. It could be now that you just kind of literally just bring in maybe a die cut, maybe a sentiment, and you are done. Let me see. I have got always sentiments here. You know, like you could just put, hey, sending you a happy, and then a birthday sentiment there. Look how gorgeous. If you like clean and simple, I do like it very much. That works very well. You can also have things like this test technique for later on. I'm going to put it to dry as well. Now we have got all this ink here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my, got here some cardstock. So I like to use the ish card especially because this is like the perfect background. Now what I'm doing is spritz some water, done quite a lot, right? And then press down here, right? And that creates that gorgeous, I love this, creates the opposite, creates that negative. So you have got all those things. Cheryl is joining us. Oh, Cheryl is so awesome. I love her voice, and whenever I can, I try to watch her. And if you should do the same thing, Mondays at 7 o'clock, we have Cheryl joining us from America and doing Facebook lives. It's amazing. Now, of course, this you can then reuse it. There are other ways as well. You can then risk it. Shall we risk it? Yeah. Rotate it a bit to create even more effects in there. And of course, these you can then take it into it. I'm gonna keep it that in there, and then just place it here. And then this time I'm just gonna create it like this. So I'm not creating that negative, I'm just using the white space. And then this is always a great way to a beginning maybe of a journaling or something like this, right? So there we go. Let me know if there are any issues as well. Oh, yeah, Jackie, you know, well, the thing is, there is a lot of our products are on scrapbook.com and on Simon Says, all the inks, I believe they are there. So if you're in the States, we are trying as well to, you know, I think there are a couple of companies as well that through, I think it's Ink Stamper, through Notions that they can get it as well. So please, you know, let us know. Oh, Karen says that it looks like a black hole where the white rabbit goes through. Oh, that's a very good one as well. That is a very good. So that is the first one. Now we are going to do the second technique that I'm going to show you. Is taking again the ish card. I use my tacky mat, and this is the messy tacky mat. I use it all the time, and yes, it will get stained. It will still. It will get dirty by fibers and little dust, little particles, And don't worry too much. You can always give it a wipe or wash it. It's just one of those ones that the more you use it, the more you will have to clean it. Mine, I can feel it, needs a really nice scrub. And I'm very bad because I have got one for TV because I don't want to bring the dirty one. And then I always forget to use it. And I'm that sort of person. But just wipe it with water or wash it and let it dry naturally. Now, which one I'm going to use now? Here I'm going to use a technique of background with brushes. So this one I tend to prefer to do right. So here, oh, by the way, the instructions, Rebecca is gonna have a read through, and I think she will go like, Paula, I just realized there's something that is wrong in there, so I'll fix it up as well. Right, so here I'm gonna do direct to the cards, and I'm gonna do with brushes. So here we want to have a vague delivery of ink, but I like to use the problem brushes. So let me see, and I'm gonna go, so see, I'm gonna go back to a mix of colors. So I'm gonna go with Verdigris, Mojito. Shall I go? Oh, this looks nice, doesn't it? So I'm using Mojito and Verdigris from the release, of the 10 colors plus Winter Fifth from today, from this recently. Or Frozen Icicles, that really looks really nice as well. Oh, I cannot make my mine. Well, I tend to like 3 of them. Right, I think I'm gonna go with this option. I like that Mojito. The one thing I will say always is to, whenever you are applying color, to go for the lightest color first. So here I kind of go in, like Mojito is the lightest one, so I'm gonna go with Mojito first. Right, one thing with the problem brushes, they come in with these plastic wraps. I did throw away. See, Rebecca is so good. She's kind of our own resident proofreader. Rebecca, I already noticed quite a lot of mistakes. Don't think that I haven't seen them. I literally, but remember these technique sheets, you will have them on the crafting with Lisa Horton crafts file sections. So it's a great thing to join. So you can download it there, and you can have them whenever you need to. You can print them, and of course put them with your ink school. So Mojito, we have got here Mojito. And then kind of go in. Now I'm going to start at the very top, right? And then kind of do that sort of colors there. Love the tacky mat, but I need to clean mine a little bit more. Sorry, I kind of went on a tangent. The problem brushes come with these wrappers, and I tend to keep them because then they keep them in shape, and then they make sure that they are always ready to go there. So I go for Mojito first, and then I'm going to go in the middle with Verdigris. Now, I'm not that particular about color inks with the problem brushes, as long as they are from the same family, so either metallics or interference, and the same sort of bluish color. So if that looks fine, then that's good enough for me. And then I'm gonna go in. Don't worry if the blend doesn't look that good. We are building those layers, right? The minute it's all about building those layers of color. And then finally Frozen Icicles. So I'm gonna bring in this color here. I really need to clean my tacky mat, don't I? Because I shouldn't be doing this. Like, it's really strong when it's clean, but I'm not. When I sometimes watch people craft, and I'm like, oh, you are so clean. Well, Lisa herself is like, oh, always make it so look so, pristine and everything. Right, so Verdigris. So now basically we are building that back up. We are building those layers, right? So because we want a very heavy delivery of color, of ink, right? So if you don't have the Pro Blend brushes, of course use, I'm gonna say this, use your chunky ones. And one of the things with the chunky ones is that you automatically can be more heavy-handed, right? And you can fill in a little bit easier those gaps. However, it's more easy to create like little patterns if you are going directly with the chunky. Whether the Pro Blend, it's a little bit easier to soften those edges, I find, anyway. So, but don't worry, it's we are creating just a layout, or not a layout, a layer of color. So I'm gonna go in with the lighter green as well here. And now it's when I kind of, you know, you can go in heavily if you wanted to onto the colors as well. There we go. I should, something is there. My computer is just one of those ones that I recently changed the system because and it's just all over the place. But it's nothing too serious. Right now, I kind of like this, but again, you know, blend it in if you wanted to. I think it needs a little bit more blue at the bottom, so I'm gonna go with Frozen Icicles. There we go. Right. And you're thinking, oh, that's not a very good blend. I'm not too bothered. If you wanted to go a more easy, better blend, you go in with another time, picking up that color and blending it in, and then you build it up and you build it up. At the minute, all I want is a really strong layer of color. I might actually go with where the gray is here and kind of blend those ones. The more that there is a layer of color, the more that then the top layers glide through. And I find that it's really important to kind of realize that, right? Because it's like, oh, you're right. So that's why it blends better. If we do a thin layer, it's much harder to have it. But there we go. There we go. And now what we are going to do is a lot of water. Now we are going to do a lot of water because we wanted that color to kind of run through. Can you see how much water we have put in? Now I'm using watercolor cards, and definitely I find that if you use watercolor cards, it does help a lot for this technique. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my magnetic mat in here, so you can see it, so I can bring it in there. This is 30. Let it do its thing. You can bring your paper in, or your kitchen paper towel, to remove some of the water. You can accelerate the process or move the water as well with a heat gun. Play around because there's a lot of different ways of this. But can you see what I meant about the ink? Don't worry too much about those lines, because as soon as you do this, then you suddenly see all that beautiful vibrant color coming through. So I'm gonna clean it all up. And see, with this one, what I meant is like, if you pick it up, then we'll have a little bit more of that color. But that I absolutely adore. And this is, you let it dry, and then it becomes a bit of a what you call it, you know, like a background that you can, again, to clean it up, you can just use again, picking it up with a piece of card, right? And then you have got backgrounds. You can do it like that, so you have got patterns, or you can just put a little bit more water to create. See, I kind of have that elements here to make sure that it's all over. That's going to look quite nice with those lines. I'm kind of going to leave it like this, right? So you know what I did is kind of fold it like this, right? And then only that bit is in contact, so that, yes, you can spread some salt in here if you wanted to. That's another technique that works really nicely, because it's the dye, so you have to put a lot of water in it to kind of for that to happen. But again, gorgeous, gorgeous. And you could as well here, right? So if I grab one of the finer brushes, so I'm gonna go in with this one, right? And you want to bring a little bit more of frozen, you can go in and then dab a little bit more of color there, right? There we go, a little bit more color there to create a little bit more of line. Can you see those lines? And then I absolutely, there is so many techniques in here. And again, this is not even the main thing, right? This is just the 2-for-1 that we are getting. Love that. That I think is going to be really nice, especially when we do this. I have got some of Paula Creates, right? The panels. When you start putting things like this, and I think Vero did something really nice. Vero is she's based in Spain, and she did a lot of gorgeous with the filing box. But something like this, let me grab it and show it. How gorgeous does it look? And you can cut the panel out, and you have got as many variations of ink color, which I think work amazingly. So again, I'm going to put that on the side. Just a quick update on that one. Can you see the shimmer? I'll show them hopefully towards the end of the show. The show. This is not really a show, is it? But you know what I mean. I think, you know, so we can see them all there. But that is just love. Oh, this is the thing, isn't it? The inks are so great. Right, so we are going to do another technique, and this one is going to be direct to paper. I get so happy when I'm playing with inks. I don't know about you. By the way, Jane, of course, is joining us as well. Another design team member from the Lisa Horton Crafts team. It's just so, you know, it's so nice to have you guys here, because it's just so great to have great teammates that are so supportive as well. And Jane is one of these people that you say, can you do this? And she's like, yeah. Right, I'm gonna go for now Mule Wine, which is a beautiful red. Shall I go for, no, actually I'm gonna go for my first instinct, which was this colors maybe. Oh, see, I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go sunshine, because we need sunshine. So I'm going for sunshine, pumpkin, and love struck here. And this one is going to be direct to paper. Now I'm doing it on black card. Of course you can do it on white card, but it's just to show you the beautiful nature of these inks. Now these ink pads, I have had just one of each. I haven't re-inked them yet. I do have the rinkers, and they are available. Love them. That would be another session that we should do on rinkers, but absolutely love these ones. Now why I'm saying that is because they might not be as juicy as when you got them, because I use them loads. Right, so if I put it, you can see straight away that beautiful color coming through. So what I want you to do is do 2 strikes that way, then medium color, we change the direction, right? So horizontal coming in the orange. I love that. That creates a really kind of cool pattern. And then the love struck. Now, some of the color gets set on the mat. If that's going to bother you, the danger of contamination, by all means, do make sure that you change that, right? So you don't have to, you know, you don't have to use it all the time if you don't want it. Like you can clean it up, but you don't have to worry about your inks being contaminated if you are somebody who will worry about that. And let's be honest, I do sometimes worry about that, but not enough that, you know, that I do something about it. That I really love that. Now this could be left like this. Absolutely, it can be left like that, and I think that works really nicely. I kind of think that it needs another color. I think Sunshine and Pumpkin are coming across a bit similar, although I can definitely see the difference between here and here in real life. I just thinking maybe I need something a little bit more different. So this is the time where you kind of go in. Maybe my original ultraviolet was a better idea, so I'm gonna go in. Yeah, definitely the ultraviolet, that kind of adds a bit more color. Yeah, definitely. I'm just gonna leave it like so. And again, in real life, I can see all those shimmers from different colors. Now, if I had done these onto white cards, let me show you. Sorry about my stomach. You will see how different that is. And that's because, of course, we are talking about dye and pigment. And that's an important kind of thing. The pigment is the shiny side, and the dye is the, what is this? A cat hair or my hair, you know. And the dye is what you see on white card, and the metallic element is the dye. But see, I'm kind of changing it like this. I like that. I think it's again one of those things that then you can take in a background like so, dye. And again, that kind of changes very much the look of the die cut, adding a lot of interest here. Right, so you can just leave it like this, and of course that kind of has that beautiful shimmer there, you can see it. I'm using for this one watercolor card. I think for this technique, super smooth would be a bit better, because it kind of shows a little bit more the metallic. On black card, well, I mean, look at the shine. It's just really, really cool, isn't it? Now here, you can leave it as it is. And again, this is one of those ones that I'm going to show you with a die cut over it. You can use black, so that looks really cool coming through it. Somebody's watching from Canada, as Suzette. Great to have your company as well. Then we are going to put some water in there so you can see a little bit as well the effects. Now, depending on the cardstock, not just if it's dark or it's just the type of the fibers, the components of the fibers, it's going to absorb more or less that, it's going to create more of a reaction to it. Here on these cards, you can see that it has done a little bit of an effect, but not as much that as onto the watercolor cards. So it's one of those ones that you need to practice. You need to practice with the card that you have as well. Right, so we have got that there. So again, we need to clean our mat, and in this time I'm just gonna go in, and yes, very wasteful, but you know how it goes. You can make lots of. Oh, you only have got 10 minutes, and I'm only 3 techniques in, and I have got, I think, 8. Right. Inking with an embossed card. So this one I have got ready, and I have got one of the embossing folders with inset dies from last week. So we are going to place it in here as well. So we are going to have that. And I think definitely this one is one of those ones. The Pro Blend brushes come to, they are just phenomenal. Why? Because you can go in. Don't know if this one is. I'm gonna change it. Sorry, I just have this one, because you can just go in really softly if you wanted to, as well as really strongly, right? Can you see how it kind of goes in? Right. Creating whatever effect you want. So if you start at outside and then you kind of bring it in, you will get a softer effect, which is exactly what I love. Or you can start right in the middle, not pushing through, very gently. You start first clockwise or anti-clockwise, and then you change the aspect. So if you go first clockwise, then you do anti-clockwise. There we go. But look at that. That is just, I really, really like this. Really like this. It's very, very soft. Of course, if you're using black card, that looks amazing as well. But very simple coloring after you have a pre-die cut. You can also go in, and another technique is pro blend again. Put the lid upside down and dab it in here, so you have got a really nice palette that keeps always the ink ready to go. And then you can again do clockwise and anti-clockwise. The reason being is if you only do clockwise, you only will get the heavier delivery of ink coming that way from the right. If you do it from the left as well, then you will have both colors. But look how nice this has become. I really, really, let me see if I do it like that. Let me see. Let me see there. If you can show, it can be a bit better. Oh, now it's black. Oh, there it is. There it is. It was sleeping. All right. There. Can you see how nice it is? How it really is just beautiful. I really, really love that effect of the two colors with the soft blend there. Right. So there we go. So we have got that. So rose gold is one of my absolute favorite. I love the new releases of metallics. I have got a pot here, but I'll use them there. So this is a really nice way, but I'm going to do another way. I'm going to show you. Let me put it behind, because I should put it behind, because I have on my folder. And now I'm going to bring in, right, the that's going to be very wobbly, so I do apologize. This is, of course, the Spellbinders of Plastic Green, and what I'm going to bring in is the embossing folder, the adapter plate. I believe I do it the right way. Yes. And then I'm going to take in an embossing folder, right? So what I'm going to do is ink it. Now, with embossing folders, there is a smooth side and a rougher side, or there is an embossed side or the emboss effect. So what I would like you to feel is, for instance, a year in bloom. If you can read the name and you can see the bottom, that's going to be, so basically that's going, if I put the card here, this is going to be the embossed side, right? So what you want to do is color whichever side you are going to color. You be conscious about it, practice, because I always say the one that feels the smoother is the one that you want to ink it up. And in here, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go. Ooh, shall I go rose gold? I'm gonna go rose gold. This is one of the latest releases. Now, because it's a sponge pot, you do not want to be very heavy-handed. You just rather do loads of rotating motions. Now I'm going to do it twice, right? And I'm going to do, because I want you to practice this bit as well, right? So we have got this bit here, and I'm going to take a piece of card. I'm going to spritz the piece of card on the back, not on the front, on the back of it, right? And by the way, did you know that there is going to be a year in bloom number 2? And if you are coming to the retreat, well, you are in for a treat. You will be able to see them. There we go. Right. Sorry, it's just never have enough space. But that is without having any spirit. But I love that you can have this soft, gorgeous look in here, right? Beautiful. What I'm going to do again is do it again. I think we are going to go over a little bit today. I do apologize if anybody needs to rush off, but you can always catch up later as well, right? Okay, so there we go. And now what I'm going to do, I'm also using watercolor card, 5x7-ish card. This time though, what I'm going to do is spritz a bit of water onto the embossing folder. So that one reacts with the ink and it's going to be a less clean kind of effect. Now I have got some ink from a previous test that I did, or a previous play. Don't worry, I don't mind it. You can then run the embossing folders through the of course, the, what do you call that? Now we're gonna, through the tab. Oh, apologies for this dancing around of the cameras. But can you see how this one has intensified? Of course, it has made that if there was any other color in there, it has made it a little bit more distressed. But it does intensify the color because it means that the ink kind of really mixes with the water and it becomes a little bit more. But definitely, can you see that there is definitely that beautiful shimmer coming through? So that's a kind of a different look to it. And now ultimately you can just put a little bit more of water here. I'm putting quite a lot. It's partly cleanup process, parts, and this is perfect to do this with now paper. Just any paper that you may have, scrap paper, journaling paper, card that maybe it's not very good. For a cover, that will work. Cheryl, of course, thank you so much, Cheryl, for joining us. Of course, work is work, no problem. And then this one will be a lot softer in colors. Pop any bubbles, let it dry, and again, it will be a beautiful way of using. So you can see different effects as well. Lots of possibilities there for you. Right, so I'm gonna do I have got time? I think I do, because you know, it's not like we have to go off air a certain amount of time, right? It's not, I don't think I'm gonna get into trouble. Do you ever, you still, because it happens to me, I always feel that I'm gonna get into trouble, not at work, like at everywhere, like if I do something that is slightly not, like at the doctor's, right? If I'm not there perfectly on time, or if I haven't been, like I haven't done what they told me that I should do, it feels just so bad. Right, we have got another technique that I recommend to you to do, which I think there's like, that's the one with the letterpress, the better press system. I'm not going to do it because I think it's just something that if you have got a better press, you will know how to do it. Basically, you ink your plates with metallic inks. That would be the one. But I know that lots of people have shown that one as well. Right. And then, but the next two I really want to do. So I'm going to jump ahead and do those two. Right. So far we have done backgrounds, we have a stencil through, we have ink with embossing folders. You could have emboss or color in with the better press as well. But then there are two more techniques I want to show you, and I'm definitely gonna show you them now. And let me show you. So I'm gonna take one of the stamps that I know Lisa did with Tracy Hay, which is with Miss Prue, and I'm looking for I'm using an acrylic block. Where? Oh, here it is. I was looking in the wrong place as per usual. So here we go, the block, the acrylic block here. And what I'm gonna do first of all is do the one with the daisy, and there's a reason why I have done the one with the daisy. This one I haven't used yet, so sometimes it's a little bit of a pull. There we go. Now, of course, if you have got the ultimate, you can use this on the ultimate. It's a bit better, but I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it, which is ridiculous. But what I'm gonna use is I'm gonna go for Licorice Swift ink, which is the swift dry, means that of course it dries very quickly, but still you want to, but it will be water resistant because it's permanent, but you need to let it dry. So that is what we do. Good impression. Love this image, right? And what we are going to do is we are going to take Sunshine and Pumpkin, again metallics, right? Take that one out and use the back of the acrylic block to use it as a little palette, right? So what I'm doing here is going to be, oh, water brush. I'm going to go in with a water brush. The only reason I like water brushes, but I also think that they control, they control, it means that you have got less spillage. So I'm using the metallic ink pads as watercolor ink, basically. Just dabbing into it, just doing like this. I always use the back of my hand and then dilute it a little bit there. You can see how amazingly pigmented it, and well, I like more the words concentration of color that these inks have. Now, if you are working with a card that is not watercolor, then of course you will have to do a more of a heavy delivery, right? So kind of a color. But you can see how I'm building those colors there. And if I show it to you, you will see, well, now it's still not, but it will have a tiny bit of metallic left. Even if you have got diluted, you will have metallic in there. But I'm just gonna go in with the center, that's the pumpkin one, kind of highlighted, so you can color in really nicely. Now I need some green, so I'm gonna go with winter first here. Oh, one thing I wanted to say as well is that with these ones, you can mix them up and create your own color there, right? And then you can just bring in the darker tone here and then more yellow there as well. So look at that, how gorgeous are they? That is it. And of course you could color the body as well more if you wanted to. You could then create maybe like some shade in here if you wanted to. It's up to you how you blend it, bring it in, right? But that would be what you are. Now the metallic, I can definitely see it. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can show it like this. See if this one will work a bit more. There, you can see the metallic there a bit, right, on the orange, especially the orange. So I hope that kind of helps seeing it a bit more. Right, the other thing we are going to do, and I know that this would need a lot more coloring, but I wanted to show you one final technique that you can do with these inks, right, with the metallic inks. I feel so bad about removing all that glorious ink from here, but I need the acrylic block to be clean. Right, so finally I'm going to take this other image from the same set, that one, all right? And again, I'm going to grab each card there. And then I'm going to go in with mulled wine. Now, by no means this rundown of techniques is an extensive techniques. There's so many more that you can do. This is just the quick 8 techniques that I put together. But I just wanted you to see that there's lots to do. Now, unlike the previous technique, which I stamp with swift draw ink, which means that it's not going to blend it away. This one I stamp with metallic ink directly, right? And remember, it's water soluble. So can you see how I'm dragging? I wish I could bring it down. Can you see it? That I'm pulling the ink in here to create like a little shade kind of thing. I don't have any color on the, this is, well, it's a dirty brush, but it's kind of clean water, if you know what I mean. I'm just blending that ink that is already on the stamp. Now this is a technique, very ancient technique, that you can do with water reactive non-permanent inks, and it's really great because it's just really soft and glorious way of bringing in. Now of course I have got still some ink left here, and if I wanted to intensify something I could bring in even more. I don't even need to bring in more color from the ink pad, but I can do a little bit more shading there, right? And then, but again, the ink that is already on the paper, it's gonna let me to blend it perfectly there, right? And then we are gonna go in like so and like that, and I'm gonna bring it closer so you can see it. Now the metallic is very, let's see if I do the like this, it doesn't really show, but it is a tiny bit of metallic coming through, right? Because of course we have diluted them with water, and of course that means that there is not as much. So I hope you understand the difference between those techniques. It's coloring in, dabbing in, and then bringing it. So this is great when you want to bring lots of different colors. This one is for the same color, just drag it in to create a kind of a monochromatic effect. We have done the embossed card here. We have inked 3 different ways. I mean, look, this is drawing so beautiful, so beautiful. Let me see if this way will work a little bit better if I do it like this. It just takes a while with the different, but there we go. There. Yes, you can see it better that way, the metallic there. But look at this, right? So this one was without any water. Sorry, that one without any water. That beautiful that is. This one was with water directly into it. And this one was the mop up, which I absolutely adore. All of them, actually, I have to say, they are just so nice, right? And then finally we have, well, not finally, I have got so many of the other ones, but just ran down. So I'm working backwards. This one was a dragon into the card, so you can see the metallic sheen into it. So again, lovely backgrounds for then putting die cuts in here. And then we had one of my favorites, which is of course the one directly very heavy into the card, and then water. Look how is that has dried, and look at the sheen. This is the cleanup, absolutely gonna use. That's another cleanup, right? And then finally, of course, these ones which I absolutely adore, which is the Lisa technique. I think it's just like that with the I mean, how gorgeous is that? And of course you have got the negative as well when the cleanup. And then I think these, I'm just going to do this with a sentiment like this, like happy, and then or a hello, and then maybe something like, I don't know, no, that doesn't work with the colors, but you know, something in the center there would work very well. So I hope that this run down really of techniques you have enjoyed it. See, I put my head up because otherwise the hair does go up everywhere. So these downloads is like just a guide will be on the Facebook group, so make sure that you join them. Crafting with Lisa Horton Crafts. I will put it as well on Making with Miss Bella. It will be probably tonight or tomorrow morning, because there is a lot of mistakes and I need to correct them. But remember, you can, any questions, just tag me on it. Sometimes it takes a while for me to see it, so if you private message me, sometimes it's better. I hope that you enjoy these ink school kind of sessions that we are going to be doing, and get your inks out there, play with them, have fun. Anyway, you cannot really go wrong. It's just maybe not exactly the destination you expected, but it's always going to be enjoyable, and you can always work and use them at some point. These ones I have got a little, not file, a box full of them ready for next time. So I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next Tuesday. But remember, tomorrow at 8:15 and 12:45, Lisa on Hobby Crafts TV. And then, of course, she will be as well on Facebook, on the socials, on a Friday at 6:30. I'll see you next week, hopefully. Who knows? Probably a little bit more inky, sometimes new products. We'll see that. Thank you so much for joining me.